It all started 3 years ago. I was probably 3 inches shorter in stature, and I was in a screen printing class in high school with an art teacher aptly named Miss Yarn. Here I was forced into magazine with blade extending from sheath. I was a new knight among paper battlefield. I was unenthralled by screen printing's oligochromatic palettes. One color, three colors, a whopping four colors. You get the point? I was instead drawn into this ever-colorful, pattern-filled, texturous world of magazine page that trumped the invariance of color and screen printing dimension. I was hooked. Ever since, every month or two or three, I found myself coming back to an ever-growing vintage of National Geographics along the corner of the wall of my old room. Ever since moving to Bellingham from the great state of Philadelphia, maybe it's because I was deprived of collaging my last year in a dorm across the country, I just can't stop collaging. During my stay in Bellingham, I've been making much larger pieces than I used to. I've already made 3 2x2 footers this school year. The living room is slowly getting swallowed by the Dashiell Sears art. Okay, here I am in my room one evening sometime mid to late January. It's been dark out. I'm probably not getting my daily dose of vitamin C. I'm spinning in a circle in the center of my room, pseudo-pirouetting on the heels of my feet. I'm looking at my room, the collages on my walls, giblets of paper hanging off canvas like lamb beef off deli skewer. I broke down crying seeing my art. Some only under a year old, cracking to age, destroying itself. Where are my museum dreams? They'll never come true. Where? I'm the saddest sack in Bellingham. Then, roughly a month later, a cherub, halo and wings and all, cometh bless me with a creative assignment. Natural segue back into inspiration from writer's block. Collager's block? I made it my goal to get out of my rut. I was on the prowl for new inspiration. I tried pondering on the temporality of my art. I looked for writings on the topic, trying to gain new perspective. I found the article Erase Museums, etc., etc. The author Dorian Vale remarks about the inheritance of erasure, the quote, idea that what vanishes leaves behind not emptiness but instruction. I found the quote and the overall article to be an interesting promotion of destruction and collapse in art. I found that art, like any other human-made items, be that buildings, clothes, humans themselves, will be destroyed. I've tried to appreciate my newfound humanity in the items of art I push out into the world. I would embrace the destruction of art as it turns to a piece of trash, to rubble. Like I said in my artist statement, trash becomes art, becomes trash, becomes art, etc. This is the mindset I've been trying to come to terms with. With the subject, not only did I try to capture the way I perceive my art and its impermanence, I also shifted to a subject I don't regularly capture. Since the act of my parturition into the world of collage, I've never really narrowed down on a subject. The medium of magazines influenced my art to be about everything. I wanted to stuff every single subject I cared about into carefully cut photos into collages. I wanted to address an advertisement hellscape, industrialization, consumerism, mass media addiction, the list goes on. I went on rabbit holes on OneSearch and Google Scholar, searching for articles on the aforementioned subjects. I ended up rediscovering the artist Shakaya Booker. I remember seeing her at the National Gallery, I thought. I was able to find an article written by the National Gallery with the obvious environmental reasoning behind her work. The article said that through her use of salvaged tires, Booker's work responds to environmental contamination. It was inspiring for me, especially with the thought of my art being future trash. I rather lazily took inspiration applying Booker's ideology to my own art. Forcing myself down a narrow path led me to a piece that may be my favorite thing I've ever made. While normally I trended towards color combinations I thought fitting for a piece, a more singular mindset towards carving out magazines, this time I gave myself 2 criteria for my cuttings. I forced myself not only to pick based off color, texture, pattern, just what the cutting looked like, but also on how it related to the overall message I wanted the piece to have. This led me to make a piece I'm pretty proud of.